It's a terrible football show, all right?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
Come on, Shane. OH. OH.
Oh, baby, yeah. Shane, I swear to God.
Welcome to a terrible football show.
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my fucking holiday every damn year.
Alex,
What up?
you can thoroughly kiss my ass.
Why not let us decide the top four?
Yeah, let a terrible football show
Let a terrible
decide the top four.
Fuck you, Shane.
Roll Tide. Have a good one, guys.
Oh,
Have a good one.
Oh, yeah, he's got to go. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I like that Baker Mayfield and myself, man. He was baking up there in the Browns, and it just turned into a big old shit pile. So
Get that right. I will fly you out and take you to a game in Dallas of your fucking choice.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? It's a terrible football show after all. Welcome to Terrible Football Show, episode The Playmaker, the GOAT, the Hall of Famer, Michael Irvin. But also special shout out to Jacksonville Jaguars legend Alan Hearns from the University of Miami, one of my favorite players to don, number 88 out there. Joining with me as always, I got my guy Ricky here in studio. Ricky, how you doing?
I'm on vacation. Woo! Yes, I'm rubbing it in everyone's face that's not on vacation this week. But hey, you know, I think you're on vacation next week, so you can rub it in my face next week.
Close of business Friday, baby. Off for 12 days. Let's go, dude. I'm pumped. Shout out to everyone else that's going to be on vacation out there. Shout out to the fact that we were on a break last week, back again. We'll probably be live next week. I will figure it out. Just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and state it now. We might take a break next week for Christmas. We'll see. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. Might be a thing. But you know what else is a thing? The fact that we're with Rogue Energy. And you should use the referral link down below and pick up some Rogue with promo code SPARK30 to get 10% off. And go over to Agent Discord and some chat with us. But no, today's going to be a very fun episode. We have a lot to talk about. Brandon Staley finally got fired. About damn time. Took too damn long.
I think the GM got fired as well.
He did. With that kind of shocked some people, but at the same time, he's hired 3 head coaches. You know what I mean?
Right.
Three different head coaches. So we're going to be chatting about that firing and the potential new head coach already being favored for it right now. Talk about that. Is there going to be concern in Dallas? We have a Dallas Cowboys fan here. We'll touch on that in a bit. Concerns for the Chicago Bears organization. We'll chat about that and how the Bears have completely failed Justin Fields. Plus a lot of other topics. Aaron Rodgers still being a freak of nature. He makes no sense at all. Transfer portal stuff, recruiting stuff. Oh my Lord, things are popping off there. We're going to touch on that here in a bit. We got some bowl games going on that's already happened. One's taking place here tonight at the time of this episode. Marshall and UTSA for the Scooters Coffee Fiasco Bowl with UTSA, with Frank Harris probably not playing due to injuries. So UTSA currently favored by quite a bit. Maybe you want to swing that Marshall's way. Who knows? They got a pretty damn good running back for the Thunder and Herd. We got a lot of their bowl games coming up over this upcoming weekend. A lot better games coming up. That's kind of the key thing there. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. It's gonna be a pretty good time. Let me swap cams here. Boom, just like that. Now you can see Ricky on the screen too. Wherever you're listening to this, make sure to follow the podcast, like it, do all the things that normal content creators tell you to do to support the brand. Hey, special shout out to Harding winning the national championship, undefeated season, and breaking an NCAA record. Not even Division II record, but an NCAA record of most team rushing yards in the season.
And they had 500 rushing yards against Colorado School of the Mines. And that's the thing that, like, and of course, going into that game, like, you know, because Colorado School of the Mines, they've only played, I think, maybe 2 or 3 close games all year. They've been fairly dominant most of the year. And this is a big deal. This is the first time since 1970 that an Arkansas team in state has won an NCAA championship. 1970, when Arkansas State did it, I believe they were still in. I believe they were in Division II back then when they did it. So this is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And that, of course, and we've seen great teams come out of the. We've seen great teams come out of the GAC over the years. We've seen many Henderson teams. We've seen many Ouachita Baptist teams come out, but none of them could get the job done.
Right.
They got the job done. And so just shout out to Harding. What a year. And they could do it again.
I know.
They could do it again. They're young.
Yeah. No, I mean, what a season for them, man. And, speaking of what a season for them, what a season for the Central Missouri Mules. We already shout them out.
They lost by a point.
They lost by a point to Harding. Just wanted to shout them out because my girlfriend's little brother is officially committed to UCM, baby. Go
Road
Mules.
trip.
Go Mules, baby. He's officially committed, so shout out to Nick. Looking forward to seeing his future with the Mules.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting there. Shout out to their quarterback, Zach Lebrowski, I think's his last name.
I don't know.
But he won the Harlan Hill Trophy, which is the equivalent to the Heisman, which shout out to the Heisman. We got to touch on that. I forgot we were on a break last week. Heisman winner came out. Jaden Daniels. We'll touch on that too here in a little bit once we get to some more college talk. But yeah, big shout to Nick, man. Big shout to Nick. Shout out. But let's get to the main topics I got here for the day. The title topics, the one that someone may click on this video or podcast for. Let's not dilly-dally. Let's jump into it. So Brandon Staley finally gets fired. We've been clamoring for it. I know Tyler, when he was still part of the Brandon stuff, he's been clamoring for it since before the last season started. He had Brandon Staley on the hot seat. Man, it feels like it went on too long because look, I think anyone with that follows the game of football at all, they can look at this Chargers roster and can all agree this roster is so damn talented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Top to bottom. You got a running back who wants to get out of town. That's unfortunate, but you still got a great running back. You got a franchise QB. You have, overall great receivers. Keenan Allen, I wouldn't call a superstar anymore, but he's still
effective.
He's still effective. Mike, I don't call him a superstar, even though he's got superstar money, but he's still a damn good receiver.
Yeah.
Quentin Johnson, I was calling for him a bust before the draft for that, but that's a different opinion. Great offensive line.
You think they get another wideout in the draft?
I think it's quite possible, depending on where they fall, because I genuinely think Quentin Johnson's a bust. Because it's like, when you're looking at tape, man, it's like you see everyone's seeing all these drops in the pros for him, but it's just like, dude, it was in college too.
Right.
And the defenses in the Big 12 stuff.
I think.
Come on.
And I think because he came from TCU, correct?
Yeah, he came from TCU.
And I think that overshadowed a little bit.
I think it did because of how magical of a season it was.
Well, yeah, and I have to go back and look at his stats when they beat Michigan, but I want to say he had a big game against Michigan last year too, and I think that really overshadowed exactly what he actually brings to the table.
Yeah.
And so the good news is he's still a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of time to
There's
improve.
still plenty of exactly. But if you go off what you said last year that he was going to be a bust, and what we've seen on the field this year, yeah, he's going to be a bust.
Yeah, exactly. But then you go to the defensive side of the ball. You have Khalil Mack, who's I think currently leading the NFL in sacks. Which shout out to him on that.
I think you're right.
Joey Bosa, he's out, but you still have him on your damn roster. Good linebacking core. You got Derwin James. You have Sante Samuel Jr. Good roster, man. It's like, and you're consistently underperforming like this. You put up 3 points or 6 points to beat one of the worst Patriots teams that we've ever seen.
T.J. Watt currently leads in sacks.
Max probably top 5 at least.
Max number 3.
There you go.
Daniel Hunter out of Minnesota is number 2.
Shout out to that. But you got such a damn good team, and you consistently underperformed. Whoever the GM's was, I forgot his name. I understand why he got fired because he's whiffed on 3 head coaches. You know what I mean? I get it.
But this group right here, though, because Justin Herbert's not been in the league very long, so that was kind of my.
2020, I think.
Right, and so it's
2021, one of the two.
Right, and it could have been. So that's kind of where I'm like, well, I could kind of see where they're going, but at the same time, this was sort of like their rebuild coach. But I also get it because the NFL's a business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's it's a business.
Right.
You have if you're not putting butts in seats, you're not winning games. People are going to get fired. It's just part of it.
Yeah, it's part of the game. You can argue it all day that he's built a great roster and stuff, but I think it's just one of those things that, again, 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to for the GM, which that's totally fair. You can't you haven't been able to hire a good head coach. You hired a head coach who literally told his team that, all right, guys, we're out of it. Season's done, when they were not mathematically eliminated. That was Anthony Lynn. I mean, like, and then you have Brandon Staley who uses computer statistics to decide plays, versus just like how things are actually looking on the field.
Right.
Like, I mean, it makes sense that they both got fired. But now the real question is, do you buy into any of this stock that Bill Belichick is going to be the next Chargers head coach?
I think we mentioned this months ago, and I think Bill Belichick was one of the first names I said that could possibly do this. Here's my only concern. Number one, or actually, I've got a couple of concerns. Number one, Bill Belichick is getting old. Like he is at the point he is getting old. So there's no telling. You're basically going to be renting him. Is what you're basically going to be doing. My other concern is he's not drafted well in New England, and I know a lot of that just has to do with the financial situation that New England has.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like they've never really paid big time players. I mean, even Tom Brady took a huge discount whenever he played for him. So you can eliminate all that. So with that being said, if you're bringing him on just a coach, no draft picking, no GMing, no multi-managing, then yes, I can see that as a possibility. But who else are they going to get? That's the big question right now. Is you could promote within Kellen Moore, as you could see. Kellen Moore is over there now. Kellen Moore, I don't think he's ready, because if he would have been ready, Jerry Jones would have kept him.
Yeah. I also add this with him. Honest to God, I don't think he's ready as a whole, because he turned down the interim head coaching job for them because he didn't want to ruin his chances to become a head coach.
Right.
That's a bad look on him, in my opinion.
It is. And he's a smart kid. He's a smart young man. I mean, he's one of these days, I think he could be an NFL head coach.
Yeah.
But my whole take is, if Jerry got rid of you, you're not ready.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. But like I said, who else can they get at this point? Anybody that's a big time name. They're really who else?
Dan Quinn.
Possibly Dan Quinn. That would be a good hire.
If he's willing to leave Dallas for real this time, I feel like probably the Chargers would be one of the best spots to go to.
But see, if he's going to leave Dallas, he's got to do it now.
He does.
Because here's the thing. Dallas's window of winning a championship is closing very, very quickly during the Dak Prescott. Like it's closing quickly. Like, I understand the defense is still very, very young, but you're getting to a point where are you willing to pay Dak Prescott beyond his contract, which I think ends after next season after, something like that.
Sounds about right.
And so it's like, are you willing to do that? And so if Dan Quinn's going to leave, if it's not this year, it's next year. Like it's that close to closing in during this era.
Yeah. Because
they're going to have to be rebuilding basically all over again, unless they decide to go with Cooper Rush.
Yeah. I will say with the Bill Belichick thing and the Chargers connection, like, honestly, if there is truth behind the Patriots, firing him and it be a mutual parting or whatever it's going to be, I honest to God think the Chargers could be the only destination because of how well they're already built. But with the whole GM thing, man, I think he might just be too stuck in his ways to be willing to give up the role of GM. But if he's willing to give it up, here's the thing. It's going to be one of those cases similar to Vegas where the head coach gets hired first, then the GM. When you see those situations, the GM works for the head coach, because that's how it was with John Gruden and Mike Mayock. Mike Mayock was essentially working for John Gruden. It was not vice versa. Depending on what position gets hired first will really dictate on who is managing who. So if Bill Belichick gets to handpick his GM out of someone he knows and trusts or whatever, then yeah, maybe. I don't know who that would be. I would, the first guy that comes to mind for me, because he was a GM in the NFL, not a unbelievably successful one, but he was fine, is Michael Lombardi. He's still very close to the Patriots organization. Yeah. He's still very close to Bill Belichick, and he was a GM for Cleveland. So that could be a possibility.
Even CBS agrees with us, by the way. They have Bill Belichick, the number one candidate, ticket to go down there. Here's some other ones that are and I find this so interesting, man. I find this so interesting because the simple fact is a lot of these guys are coaching at college currently. Matt Campbell, Iowa State.
He was a hot commodity like a year or two ago, but I feel like that stock has dropped a lot.
It gets better. Lincoln Riley, USC.
No shot. Bro.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
No.
He's overrated as shit,
man.
He
is. Mike McDonald, Ravens defensive coordinator.
I could see that. I could see him being, when it comes to coordinators, the two coordinators that come to mind to me that are hot commodities coming in this offseason can be Ben Johnson, OC for Detroit, and I can't remember his name, but Lou something, DC for Cincinnati.
I know you're talking about. I don't know his name.
Those two are going to be hot commodities, but I could see the Ravens DC being a hot commodity too.
Texas offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick.
He's another one as well.
Yeah, the thing that I think that hurts him is that I think he's only been a coordinator for like, what, a year, maybe 2 years at most.
But hey, it's been impressive what they've done.
OC for the Lions, Ben Johnson, Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, that one's still floating.
I know.
I mean, look,
still, but
okay,
that's
but
the thing though. I
but
don't know
look,
if he'd be
he
good
kind
enough.
of proved himself a little bit this year, taking a very raw talent with Sam Howell, and now Sam
Right.
Howell's been consistently leading the league in passing yards.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel
yeah.
like he's helped his stock
His team
tremendously.
just sucks.
Yeah, that's the issue. So I feel like he's setting himself up for an HC job.
Yeah, but the thing is though, is like, why has nobody picked him up yet?
That's what I've wondered. Is it? Honestly, I think it is because like, let's be real. With how we saw the situation play out of him going to Washington and it going with the mindset with this huge, like, amazing press conference for him that you do not see out of coordinators. Let's be real. Well, where it's like he's going to be the 100% play caller and shit like that. I think it really does add a lot of stock that he was not the 100% play caller in KC.
Right.
That it was Andy and him. And I think teams the last few years, I think what screwed Eric over was Matt Nagy.
Possibly.
Matt Nagy was
possibly.
the OC before he got the Chicago Bears job. Everyone has saw what he did as the Bears head coach and horrible offensive play calling. And they probably didn't. They were probably afraid to take another shot on an Andy Reid KCOC.
Possibly so. I mean, but think about it. Josh McDaniels,
Oh man,
very
God.
successful under Bill Belichick, but a terrible head coach. I mean,
It's the same thing with OCs in under Andy Reid, arguably,
It could
except
be.
for this year. Matt
I'm just-
Nagy's
I'm
borderline
saying.
ruining Patrick
Hey,
Mahomes
all they
this
got to
year.
do is call up Nick Saban. Who has been your OC? Oh, you've got Lane Kiffin. Let's bring Lane Kiffin back to LA.
Yeah, bring him back to the NFL. Let's do that.
Yes, let's go, Lane Kiffin. Shout out to that.
No, I mean, the head coaching position, like, when it comes to this offseason, man, assuming that Flus does get fired up in Chicago, I honestly believe LA is number one and Chicago is number two as, like, the most desirable jobs. And I would say that for Chicago just because
Historically, Chicago. Now, historically,
I just
Chicago.
say that because once again we're into a great situation. You're going to have at least the
Right.
first overall pick, maybe the fifth overall pick as well. A great defense, a lot of money to spend.
Whoever gets that head coaching job is going to be able to not only just take the young talent that they have now,
Yeah,
but he's going to be able to even get younger talent surrounding them. And not only that, but historically, that's the thing with the Chicago Bears. It's not that they're not winning right now. It's the fact is that historically there's something great about the not only the city of Chicago, but the Bears franchise in general. It's historically a great job. Now, can I just be honest? New England's head coaching search is going to suck. I'm going to tell y'all that right now.
Dude.
That's going to suck if Bill Belichick leaves.
Look, listen. With Bill Belichick potentially leaving New England, going to LA, LA, whatever. Whoever you are, you're set up for failure. You're replacing Bill Belichick in New England
With a
a
terrible-
roster. The worst roster he's ever had in his era.
It's bad.
like whoever gets that job is set up for failure. Like up front, it doesn't matter who it is. Like it really doesn't. Like you're set
Lovey
up for straight.
Smith. You're
Don't
known
do
for
don't do that
you're
to
known
him.
for coming back and taking crappy rosters and winning with them. Come on back.
Don't do that to Lovey, man. Let him go enjoy his graybeard retirement.
Yeah. So do you still? But here's the thing, though. Like as far as Chicago goes, do you still think Harbaugh is the top candidate for them?
I think it would be internally their top candidate, sure.
Bring back Lovey Smith to Chicago. Come on.
Hey, at this point, I welcome it, baby.
I'm just saying, Bobby Petrino's back in Arkansas. Okay?
Yeah, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
I think internally it would be. I've seen some takes from like Jordan Schultz from Schultz Report where he said that he doesn't see that one happening because
he's getting old. And no,
it's not that. It's more so what he linked it to is like there's too much friction between Kevin Warren and Jim Harbaugh because Kevin was getting rid of the season in 2020 due to the COVID, right? And when he was the Big Ten commissioner, while Jim and other coaches were fighting for there's too much of fire there. Where they could they come to terms? Maybe. I was actually talking to a guy I know from one of my stores who's a diehard Bears fan, and this is how I related it. I was like, look, if Jim Harbaugh somehow comes to the Bears and gives us a few good winning seasons or whatever, right? He will probably leave after those few good winning seasons because this is exactly what it would be like between Kevin and Jim. It'd be like Jimmy and Jerry 2.0.
Yeah, you can say that, yeah.
A winning, successful program, but the two just can't mesh.
Yep.
That's exactly what I would see Kevin Warren and Jim Harbaugh being if it happened. But I would like to think he's our top candidate internally. I mean, he's won literally everywhere he's been: San Diego, Stanford, San Francisco, Michigan. Like, he's won literally everywhere. So why not?
Right.
But the Chargers' job is going to be a fascinating one to watch. If Bill Belichick gets it, that's going to shake the whole NFL up.
I still think them not extending Hunter Henry and trying to give Hunter Henry a better contract. I think that hurt quite a bit. 'Cause he was a big target. He was a big target for that program, for that organization.
Yeah, no, he really was. And I think also just how the handling of like all the offensive stuff.
Shout out to Kevin Kelly for getting the Sheridan head coaching job, by the way.
Oh yeah, shout out to that one.
Cannot believe that. Why would you go to Sheridan place? Come on, coach.
Good luck with that one, dude.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that one and I'm just like, yeah, good luck to you, buddy. Good luck to that one. You're gonna have a rough one on that one.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But if anybody can do it, it's him.
Yeah, but no, I mean just horrible offense, horrible defense, just top to bottom, just the worst roster for New England. So you're right. Whoever gets that job, Godspeed.
Yep. They're gonna come in. We're gonna win. And deep down, it's like, no, we're not.
No, it's gonna be so. It's kind of like how there was that NFL films. Like there was that little video footage of Jabril Peppers. He was dapping up, Shaquan Barkley after the Giants-Patriots game when the Giants won, and it got caught on, on the mic where Jabril's is like, man, you lucky we ass. Like, they know it. Like, those players know it.
Worst comes to worst, you could always go after Hayden Fox. Craig T. Nelson, baby.
Yeah, there you go. No, on the topic of the Bears, though, I mean, the Bears had an unfortunate L this weekend. Darnell Mooney dropping a Hail Mary in the way that he did. It's like, look, I understand it's a wild situation, but you're a professional athlete. I mean, you need to be ready for them situations, right? And he kicks the ball up in the air to make an interception, lose the game. So there are 3 games this year. I saw a statistic out where it's like the Bears were leading in the fourth quarter or whatever, and basically to lose all 3 of those games was the Browns, it was the Lions, and I don't remember the other team. Where to lose all 3 was like a 0.003% chance for the Bears to lose all 3, and the Bears lost all 3. Like, I'm telling you, these are Bears style losses. And like, I made for my title, like, the Bears have failed Justin Fields. And I say that because we have top to bottom, because like, I feel like that game marked the end of the Justin Fields era for sure, without a doubt. And it's not even his fucking fault. Robert Tonyan drops, a clear touchdown with how far he was away from the safety. Darnell Mooney.
They're tanking. They're saving points.
Darnell Mooney messing up that, not messing up. That was a tough situation, but he had it in his hands. Like, you watched, it was in his hands. I wouldn't say he horribly messed it up. That is a wild scenario. Robert Tonyan, though, that was just a flat drop. You screwed that one up, man. But like,
well, here's the thing. What was Chicago's record last year?
I think 3-14.
So they've already won more than 3 games this year. So it's not like it's a complete fail.
Yeah, but like the team itself, man, has just consistently failed them.
Yeah, true.
I mean, like, and to me, it marks the end of the Fields era. I mean, it does, because like you got to look at it like this. Like when it comes to all the key factors and like how their seats are. So offense coordinator Luke Getsy, his seat is like, oh my God, it is like a cast iron skillet that's been setting on a very hot fire. It is scalding hot right now. Honestly, while in my opinion, Flus's seat should be scalding hot, that's my opinion. I've been on that boat all year. I personally think within the organization, it's just warm. That's my take. It's like, since he's kind of retaken over defensive play calling after the debacle with Alan Williams, whatever the hell happened there, the defense has been lights out. We're second in the league in takeovers right now. We're interceptions with 18 interceptions. That's awesome. Since getting Montez Sweat, he has been a straight difference maker.
Yeah.
In just a short time in Chicago, I think he's already gotten like 4 sacks. He's opening up stuff for other players because he's such a force. He's double-digit sacks on the season now since being in Chicago. Like, he's a difference maker. Defense has been great, and that's credit to Flus because he's been the defensive play caller since Alan Williams has been gone. And then Justin's seat is unfortunately really hot, and it's not because he's been bad. It's just because we have such a shitty-ass team.
Yeah.
But, like, if Flus gets fired, right, we hire, complete new coaching staff and everything, even though, like, Justin has continued to improve every season, even though you look at the stat and you see how bad of a team Justin's been on, right? You see that DJ Moore is having his best year of his career
And
with
there's-
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Even with all that
And they're
said,
still losing.
can you as a new head coach or a GM really take Justin going into his 4th year with his 3rd head coach? You know, or would you rather just get a fresh start all around? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
like
mean,
that's where it's tough.
But at the same time, though, Alex, who's coming out of the draft that you're going to be like, that's my franchise guy?
In the mind of the league, it's Caleb freaking Williams, and I
Yes.
disagree.
Yeah, Caleb,
like
yeah.
because look, here's
Hey,
my take.
hang on. Before you tell me your take, because we're going to watch the draft again this year.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Just like we did. You know,
Shout
just
out to
like we did,
ATFS
yes.
draft special.
Absolutely.
Shout out to ATFS draft special. It's gonna be great.
You and I both know you were going to go on this rampage if they pick Caleb Williams #1.
I know.
You will go on because
I know.
it's like you've seen the movie Draft Day, right?
Oh yeah.
I am so hoping that's what happens. I am so hoping they're like, this player, no matter what, don't draft the quarterback or whoever it is.
Yeah, because it was like
But, I mean,
it was what Vontae Mack, no matter what, is what the
Yep,
note was.
that's what it was. Yep,
Sha-
no matter what.
Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, gosh, that was a great movie too.
Yeah. No, like, look, man, when it comes to Caleb, like, just looking at statistics, right? Dude's a freaking baller when it comes to lesser competition, as anyone should be. But you look at his stats versus ranked competition, and he's garbage.
Yep.
That's a red flag to me.
Yep.
Like, look, all right. It's one thing if you're garbage against great competition when you're on a garbage team, okay? But like the talent's there. So great example would be like Josh Allen at Wyoming. You're expecting that. His team sucks. He's at Wyoming. The team stinks. You know, when he's out there and he's the only star player, he's got to do whatever he can. Just throw that ball 85 times and get 6 picks. But if you can also get 6 touchdowns, then you're getting your team the best chance to win. But when you're like Caleb Williams on a USC Trojans team that is stacked with talent, why are you struggling this bad against ranked talent?
And not just that, but he also followed Lincoln Riley to USC.
Exactly.
He won more games in Oklahoma than he did at USC. Well, I say that. He probably, well,
it's multiple years.
Multiple
so it depends
years,
on how you look at it.
right.
Season to season.
but
thing.
if you percentage-wise, he won more games percentage-wise at Oklahoma. And I thought he had better talent around him at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But Lincoln Riley, because of his greed,
I know.
because USC,
I know.
hate them sons of guns.
Hot Take Tuesday has started, baby. Steve's in the chat.
Yes!
Hot take.
Steve, my man!
Hot take. Caleb Williams will be the next huge bust in the NFL.
That's right.
Honestly,
I'll agree with that.
amongst us, that's not a hot take, but amongst the NFL community, that's a
gonna
hot
be,
take.
yep.
I really just don't like. Look, I see the superstar ability. You know, like there is flashes. I'm not going to deny that, but I just can't get behind franchise quarterback. I can't get behind it with him. I can't get behind it with Drake May. I couldn't get behind it with Bryce Young. I couldn't get it behind AR, which apparently I could. AR, I could be wrong on. Bryce, I could be right on. CJ, I was all in on that one. CJ was my #1 guy. Go back and listen to every ATFS episode. This is not me saying it because now he's a superstar. We got the videos for proof, dog.
Yep.
Like, we all were on the CJ train, man. CJ was going to be a beast. He was our guy. We thought Carolina should have taken him. Like, and honestly, like, look, if you're going to pass on CJ Stroud as the Bears at the #1 pick, you have to pass on Caleb and Drake. You have to.
Yep.
Because CJ is better than them.
Yep. And if you look at it, the Texans won, 2 games last year?
Yeah.
And
or
that-
3, I think. something
3.
around there.
Let's see. Let me look.
Because
at their
Bears
record
ended
right
up with
now.
the first pick because the Texans won that last game. So I think it was 3 or 4.
The Texans are 8-6. They're actually tied in the division with Indianapolis and Jacksonville. And I hate to say this, with Jacksonville,
Hey, we're going to get there in a bit.
I hope so, man.
Look,
but I'm just saying
We're going to get there in a bit 'cause
Oh.
I have an opinion on Jacksonville. We'll get there in a bit. But
they can't win at home.
I know, dude. I know. Like, look, we'll get there. Jacksonville.
Ah.
Damn it! That reminds me. I forgot to bring my Gardner Minshew Jacksonville jersey. I was gonna hang it up right here. I forgot it. It's inside. I found it in my closet. I ordered it from like Goodwill Finds. I think was the website.
That is
GoodwillFinds.com.
awesome. You really?
Yes.
Goodwill. Okay. I was about to
Goodwill Finds. It was
about to
Gardner
say.
Minshew home teal Jacksonville jersey. Still has the tag on it, and it's my size. And I'm just like, it was $15, and I'm like, let's go, baby. Best $15 I've ever spent.
Speaking of which, I need a Tucker Craft jersey.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Let's start researching how much they cost.
Probably 100 because he's carrot. But anyway, no, I think it's a hot take. That's a hot take amongst the community, but amongst us, I don't think it is because I'm
$68.99.
Ooh, it's so close to 69. That's a good price. That is 69, basically. That's a good price. Tucker Kraft is the guy. You got to pick that up. But, no, dude, when it comes to me in this upcoming draft, you know how you said it's like Vontae Mack no matter what, whatever?
Yep.
To me, Marvin Harrison
No matter
Jr.
what. No matter what. No matter
I don't give a
what.
damn if you draft him number 1 and make him like the last time we had a number 1 receiver was Keyshawn Johnson, I think in 96 or something. Calvin Johnson went 2. Larry Fitz went 2. I mean, we can get a receiver at the first or second pick. It's fine. Marvin Harrison
No matter what.
Jr.
No matter what.
what. Pair him with Justin Fields. Pair him with DJ Moore. With your 5th pick, get Joe Alt. Get the guy from Penn State. Boom. You will be improving your offensive line and getting you a weapon.
Yep.
That's my take.
Shout out to Tucker Kraft for scoring his 2nd career NFL touchdown. It was not your fault, man. They should have targeted you more.
Personally, out of this QB class, Cam Rising is who I draft.
Rising,
that's a good late round pick. That's a good late pick.
Cam Rising.
Because dude's got swag. I mean, he's obviously been recovering from an injury this year, unfortunately.
Yep.
I don't even know if he'll enter the draft because of injury.
I think he's already declared. Let me check.
Because of injury, NCAA should grant him an extra year of eligibility. Now, will he come back? Will he come back to Utah? I don't know. He may go transfer portal and go play 1 year somewhere and ball out. But no, I think Cam Rising, dude, I like Cam a lot. It's a shame, damn shame that he missed this year. If he didn't miss this year, Utah would have still been in the question for the Pac-12.
Probably so.
I mean, I like the young guy they got for Utah. I think Nate Johnson's his name. But Cam Rising, man, if he would have been the quarterback this year for Utah, they would have still been in the conversation for everything.
Let's see here. He may be coming. Yep, he is. Looks like he's going to come back for next year.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't.
I mean, I don't blame him. He missed a whole year to injury.
I don't either.
I mean, he's putting him up in age, but hey, let him have another year to build up his stock a little bit. Come back from injury, you know. As of right now, his stock's like probably undrafted free agent. Like at least if he comes back for another year, balls the hell out, maybe he can be a day 2 pick, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's basically. But at the same time, though, you've been in. You know, how long has he been? This is going to be his 7th year.
I mean, hey, look at Michael Penix Jr.
True.
I mean, God bless. He's been Bo Nix. Come on now. Bo Nix is 24, I think, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And it worked out for him. Now
it did.
He's got some clamorings for some first round draft picks. I've seen him go pretty high. Personally, I've seen him go high in some mock drafts, but Bo Nix is a little on the old side, but I think that'd be a fine thing.
So I'm looking at this first little mock draft. There's no way they're taking 4 quarterbacks in the top 15 this year. That's so stupid.
I mean, I'll be kind of curious to see where Jaden Daniels is going to fall in all this. He obviously Heisman winner. We'll touch on that here, but I'm curious to see where he's going to fall in. I'm curious to see if the lefty Michael Penix is going to actually make it into the first round. If Bo Nix will make it into the first, or if there'll be more day 2 guys. I do feel like we're going to see a huge string of offensive linemen for the top 15. There's a lot of good linemen this year. And Steve also threw up, wide receiver for me, for the top wide receivers, a toss up between Harrison and Neighbors. That's fair. Neighbors to me is a very strong number 2. Followed by, I may mispronounce his last name, but Odunze from Washington. Romeo Odunze.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot, too.
The thing is, though, is that I still think you take Marvin Harrison
no matter what.
That's the thing.
Look, I don't give a shit if we're number 1 pick. Take Marvin Harrison Jr. no matter what.
This kid could be the next Jerry Rice. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm not saying he's going to do that.
Honestly, at the very least, he's going to be as good as his dad.
Right. If you just look at the way he moves. Just look at his moves.
Yeah.
Don't worry about his catches, his acrobatic catches, anything like that. He does things Jerry Rice did during his career.
Yeah.
He makes it simple and he beats you. That's all you've got to do. And that I feel like I feel like this would be another. If they pass upon him, it's going to look so bad because they had a chance to get Mahomes too, didn't they?
The Bears, yeah.
So that would be 2.
So okay, the word on the Bears and Mahomes thing, and I honest to God believe it. So. I think John Fox was the head coach when we made that one. John Fox claimed that Mahomes was supposed to be the guy. And on draft day, Ryan Pace came in and said, we're getting Trubisky. And that was one of those things where it's like, you could be telling the truth, or you could be just speaking out your ass because you've been fired. It was years ago, and you're trying to make yourself look better. But then Mahomes even basically confirmed it, I think, on the New Heights podcast with Travis Kelce, where he was on for his first episode. I want to say he even confirmed it, where he's like, yeah, I thought Chicago was drafting me. He's like, I didn't think KC was on my radar at all. He's like, I thought Chicago was going to draft me, and then, Chicago drafted Mitch, and then, KC traded up to 10, and that's when they got me. I think even Mahomes admitted that, and Mahomes, in my opinion, has admitted it playing against us when his celebration is him counting the draft picks. So, to me, that all confirms it that, yes, Mahomes was supposed to be a Chicago Bear. But Caleb Williams is not the next Patrick Mahomes.
He's not.
I'm sorry. He may have he may look like it in terms of skill set, but I don't see it. I just don't.
He completely ruined Fansville on the Dr. Pepper, by the way. He completely ruined it for me. He completely ruined it for me. I can't watch it the same anymore. Why'd you have to? Oh, gosh.
Well, anyway, Bears have completely failed Justin Fields, top to bottom, and the end of the Fields era has come, and now it's time to prepare for the shitty Caleb Williams era.
You take those 3 losses that they had in the fourth quarter or whatever.
Yeah. We're in playoff hunt.
You're in the playoff hunt.
You're
second in the division, and you're in the playoff hunt.
That's what kills me. That's what absolutely kills me is there are so many bad plays that this team has made that has screwed everyone. But everything comes back down to Justin. Apparently, it's all Justin's fault. And I'm just like, can you not watch the game and see other shit that happens? I hope Justin gets traded and goes to an organization and balls the hell out. I'm hearing a lot of Atlanta talk. Would love to see it. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Justin Fields. Let's do it.
Possibly.
Would love to see it. But anyway, jumping to the next title topic we got for the day. Is there any cause for concern over in the Dallas Cowboy realm after that loss, or is it just hey, no big deal?
No, good God almighty.
Hey, look, Eagles had a bad loss too, so I think you guys are leading the NFC East right now.
We're still, yes.
Is that just one of those games for you, or is that something
so when you go
the cause of concern? Because the big thing is, and I've said this before about my boss, who's a Cowboys fan. He doesn't give a shit about number 1 seeding. He gives a shit about who's hot at the right time. That's a bad loss to have at this time of the year. So, I mean, are you worried at all?
No. Listen, guys. This happened, and this is what bothers me so much about football. Football demands so much perfection. It's not even funny. Football is the only sport. You look at any sport, high school, college, somewhat in the pros, not as much in the pros as you do in college. But you have to have damn near perfection, and sometimes perfection is not even good enough, as we saw with Florida State. But they made the right choice, by the way. But I'm making a point. Perfection is so highly demanded. But the thing is that at this time of the year, Alex, these are professional athletes.
Yep. You
and I both well know none of these guys are 100%.
True.
None of them are 100%. You just the week before, and look, does it look bad? Yes, it does look bad, especially when you've come off a big win against Philadelphia, a win against Buffalo would have even widened the gap a little bit more with Philly losing to Seattle, which I did not expect that to happen, but
true. I didn't either.
But at the same time, that we have seen their struggles, or their fair share of struggles as well.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I've predicted every win and every loss exactly to the point from the time we did the schedule. I've predicted every one of them, and Buffalo was one of the ones I said we were going to lose to. I said we were probably going to lose to Miami this weekend because we are in Miami. We have not done as well on the road, but at the same time, I don't think we've had back-to-back losses this year. And so that kind of gives me the optimism. If we go into Miami and we see that this Dallas team, we'll see how they respond to that loss. If they get blown out again, a little bit of concern. They've already clinched a playoff spot.
Yep.
I really don't care after that. That's just me.
So let me ask you-
I don't expect them to be It's the same. Like every team in the NFL has more than 2 losses already. Every single one of them.
Hey, let me ask you this. You know, your next 3 games you've got.
That's the only thing is the schedule.
Yeah.
Because Philly does have a much easier schedule.
They do. So Philly's next 3 games is Giants, Cardinals, Giants. That's a cakewalk.
That's a cakewalk.
They're winning the next 3. You guys have at Miami, you're hosting the Lions, then at the Commanders. The at Commanders, that's a W. Now, if you guys lose Dolphins and Detroit, but you guys at least stay competitive, are you worried?
No.
Okay. Because those are good teams.
No, they're
so
good.
like
They're
if
good
even,
teams.
so even I mean you clinch the playoffs, that's all that matters.
Right.
You know, but you know if you guys stay competitive but lose, you're not worried.
If I'm realistic right now, I said 12-5 at the very beginning of the year, and
Yeah.
I still say that. I think we win out after this week. I think we beat Detroit. I mean, you look at our home games this year.
Mm-hmm.
We've had one team that stayed competitive with us. That was Seattle, and that was just one of those one-off games once again.
Yep.
Where you got a defense that's banged up. You just beat the crap out of 2 crappy teams the week before that they probably should have pulled out a little bit early. But at the same time, it's like I have zero concern right now. Playoff time comes, yeah, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. Not going to lie to you guys. Not going to be lying to you. They do this to me every single year.
Yeah.
But it just like I said, something feels a little bit different with this team. I mean, but it's the NFL, people.
Yeah.
This happens.
Steve said Purdy will get hurt again in the playoffs, and it'll be Eagles-Ravens Super Bowl.
I don't think the Eagles are going to make the Super Bowl.
Listen,
that could be a hot take.
Listen,
I think the Eagles get beat early.
I actually want to agree, but I want to also say if the Eagles make the Super Bowl, I think they're going to squeak in, and I think they're going to lose the Super Bowl again.
Could possibly be.
I'm sorry, Steve. That's my take right now.
But I still think they're losing early. I really do. This team is totally different from what they were last year. They're still.
Right.
But that's the thing, though. They're banged up.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing, though. I mean, especially in football, you're just banged up. And now they're playing an extra season game. It doesn't make any sense. Go back to 16 games, please.
Hey, we're gonna get 18 here soon.
That's stupid.
I know. I hate it too. No, I hate it too, man. I feel you. No, that was something I was really curious about. Is like, you know, that was a bad loss against a struggling Bills team. But I mean, at the same time, like, you know, you're right. I mean, the Cowboys.
It's still Josh Allen.
Yeah, it is. That's the thing that people need to
You're
remind.
in
It's a struggling Bills team, but you're in his house.
You're in his environment.
Yeah.
Where it's cold all the time. I mean, here, let me just give you a perfect example. Last night I had Dumas and Monticello, and the girls. The last time the girls played each other, because I always look at their schedule to see who they've played against. That it gives me an idea of what I need to expect when officiating a ball game. So Monticello's girls and Dumas's girls, the last time they played, Dumas smacked them like redheaded stepchildren from beginning to end. It wasn't even close. Walk in the gym yesterday, it was cold as all get out. And both teams struggled in the first half. Now, Dumas still ended up winning by 20, or a little bit over. I think it was by 25 or something like that. But I'm just telling you, the environment does make a huge difference. Mm-hmm. It makes a huge difference. You don't have to worry about that in the playoffs unless you know. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, there's a possibility you got to go to Philly. I mean, but even then, it's not. It's Buffalo, for crying out loud, and it's still
Right.
it's still Josh Allen. No matter what, it's just like the Aaron Rodgers years in Green Bay. Even though there were times Green Bay sucked, it was still Aaron Rodgers.
True. No, 100% right. Talking about the Niners though and the Ravens, they are playing this weekend, Sunday Night Football. Let me ask you, with that game, whoever wins that game, is that the Super Bowl champion?
No.
For sure, no, or just a maybe? Because they're both leading the league, they both look incredible.
So here's the thing.
Because I'm inclined to kind of think that this almost feels like a Super Bowl,
top to bottom. Healthy, nobody's beating San Francisco. Healthy,
facts.
healthy.
But yeah, no one's healthy at this point, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But no one's right. No one's.
Yeah.
But it's all about. It's all about. Because like I said, Brock Purdy has done just enough.
Hey, he's been balling. He's MVP favorite.
He's been balling. I highly disagree that he should be the MVP favorite. I still think Christian McCaffrey deserves most of the credit on that team.
Well, hold on now. Let's pull up some stats.
Pull up all. I could pull up some stats.
I mean, we got Brock Purdy with second in the league with almost 3,800 yards.
Yeah,
He's
shout out to that.
First in the league in TDs with 29. First in the league with QBR with a 76. 7 interceptions, which is tied for 79th. And then C-Mac, also just as damn good. He's got 244 carries, over almost 1,300 yards, which is first in the league. Third in the league in TDs. I mean, I think the argument's there for both of them. All right, I'm going to fight you on that one. The argument's there for both of them.
But here's the thing: he's 21st in the league in pass attempts.
Yeah,
He doesn't pass the ball near as much as some of these top QBs do.
hey, but like I said earlier in this year, he
don't get me
makes
wrong.
the most of his passes.
Right. Don't get me wrong. Yes, he's making most of the situation and everything like that. But what type of a quarterback would he be if he wasn't surrounded by the talent he's already surrounded by?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's unfair. I know to a certain extent it's unfair because you got this young man who came in as Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep.
We've never seen this before, ever. And like I said, I know it's unfair, but at the same time, it's like, what would he be like in a situation like, I don't know, like where Baker Mayfield is in Tampa? Would he still be able to jump to that occasion and everything? Like I said, I know that's unfair to say, and he has made he's made most of the situation. But here's the thing, Alex. I haven't seen him in a situation where it's live or die by him.
Mm-hmm.
Like not once this year, even when they lost. I have not seen him in a situation where it's live or die by the quarterback.
And on the opposite side of things, you want to know who you may have seen that out of? Dak Prescott.
Yes.
Because Steve here put in the chat, he's like, QB versus QB. I think Dak is my MVP vote. And then he also, I feel gross just saying that with the vomit emoji. But at least Steve knows ball. Steve knows ball. Because that was the other thing.
I've said that for weeks.
Yeah, no, Dak, I mean, he is an MVP favorite too.
I'm not saying that because he's a Dallas quarterback. I'm not saying
he's just been playing. He's been playing his best year.
This is his best year. People are like, he's got to step up. He's got to step up.
Yep.
Well, here you go. He's
stepping up. So he's 5th in the league right now in passing yards, but just barely because he's almost got 3,700. Second in the league in TDs with 28. He's also got 7 INTs, and he's second in the league in QBR with 72.7.
Yep.
I mean, Dak Prescott is having an MVP year. Steve also said his hottest take here, and I'm assuming this is like in the alternate reality of injury didn't happen, or maybe you're talking about next year. He said hottest of takes here, boys. If the team stays healthy, the Jets go 13-4 and win the Super Bowl. Rodgers retires. So either he's referring to if Rodgers never got hurt, or maybe next year is what he's referring to. I don't know if I'd call that the hottest of takes. If we're looking, yeah, he says next year. I'd have to see the Jets. Let me look at 2024 Jets schedule because that may
has it been released yet though?
Week by week, no, but schedule, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all teams schedules for next year is out. They just don't know week to week.
And I will say this for Dak Prescott: he's thrown 100 more passes than Brock Purdy.
Hey, that says something.
100. That's a huge difference.
All right, so next year Jets schedule, of course, the normal division teams. We have Arizona, we have Jacksonville, we have Houston, Indy, the Rams, Seahawks, TBD AFC West team, San Fran, Tennessee, TBD AFC North, TBD NFC
schedule.
North, and that's their schedule.
That's an easy schedule.
Yeah, because I mean, like you got to look at just their division alone. I don't see if Bill Belichick comes back or if a new coach is hired. I don't see Patriots making any sort of relevancy. Buffalo, I really do think their window is closing. Miami is still a strong foot in that door, 100% in my opinion. So you have to compete with Buffalo, maybe. You have to definitely compete with Miami. Jacksonville, I got my opinions on Jacksonville. I think that'll be a game they can win. It's at Jacksonville, though. At Arizona, give me the Jets on that one. Give me the Jets and the Texans. That'll be tough, but give me the Jets with a great defense. You got to keep in mind, the Jets defense is freaking phenomenal. The Jets defense is so damn good.
Yeah.
It's just their offense hasn't been good.
But hey, and here, when of course, at the beginning of the season, I said Buffalo was probably going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're probably going to make the playoffs now.
Yeah.
They have the Patriots. They play at the Chargers. Dub. They play at home against the New England on New Year's Eve. Dub. And then they go to Miami. No one's going to care.
That one's going to be tough, though.
Yeah, but that's 10 wins. 10 wins should get you in the playoffs.
So currently looking at the conference, you have Baltimore, who has clinched the playoffs at number 1. Number 2, you have the Dolphins. Number 3, KC. Number 5, number 4, Jacksonville. Number 5 is Cleveland. Number 6, Cincy. 7, Indianapolis. 8, Houston. 9, Buffalo. I mean, dude, it's so tight. Those wild card spots are so tight in the AFC. Because
Yeah,
Denver's still in play.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I think Cincy's going to drop.
I do too.
They have not won a division game yet, which is weird.
No Joe Burrow.
No
It
Joe Burrow.
hurts.
Even with Joe Burrow, they were losing their division games.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, he was banged up the whole year he's been playing, though.
Let's see here.
At Pittsburgh, at KC versus Cleveland is the rest of Cincy's schedule.
Let's see, but like I said, Buffalo will be at 10-7.
Yeah.
I don't see Pitt's done. They've fallen off.
They're going to finish with a winning record, though. Mark it.
Could Denver win their last 3?
Let's see what they are.
Right now, they're 7-7. Their last 3 games are going to be Patriots.
They can win out. They can win out.
And they would be 10-7.
They can. The Broncos can totally win out, man.
And so, yeah, I mean, you're looking at. I mean, so that's 10-7. You're looking at. Of course, you're looking at Buffalo would be 10-7. Not sure who'd win the tiebreaker there. Houston. Let's see who Houston has left. Gosh, these last 3 weeks are going to be so. Let's see here. The Browns, Titans, and Colts. Those are going to be 3 tough games for them.
I'm writing the Browns off just because, I mean, Joe Flacco's been playing really well, but I
don't know, though, dude. Their defense,
I mean, that's fair. Their defense has been good. I don't know. I can't get behind them right now with, not having their starting running back, starting quarterback. I mean, they are playing well.
They
but
have.
I think it's going to
the Jaguars and the Bears.
Well, I don't know. Actually, looking at the Cleveland Browns' remaining schedule, I mean, honestly, like
2 out of 3 wins. That'll be another.
I see
that'll be
2 out of 3. I see 2 out of 3. I think you're right.
I'm just saying, dude. They're gonna make. It's gonna be chaos at 10-7 teams.
Dude, it's gonna be wild, honestly. And like out of the AFC South, I'll finally give my take on the Jags, man. Like I was talking to that same guy who's a Bears fan earlier because he knows like the Jags too.
Yep.
And it's like, man, with the Jags, like they're just not there yet. They're right there, right? They're knocking on the door. But like what I said is the Jags are just too inconsistent. Trevor Lawrence is too damn inconsistent.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. Like we pull up T-Law stats, right? Oh, he's got over 3,500 yards passed, 18 TDs, needed some improvement there. He's top 10 in the league in QBR, 10 INTs, man. But it's just like he's just too damn inconsistent. Like everyone calls him like this next Peyton Manning and calls him like in the same tier as Joe Burrow or something. And I'm just like, I love T-Law, but he's not there yet.
Yeah, but this is only what, his 3rd year, 4th year,
second year, third year.
Yeah, and of cose, I consider it second year.
It's basically his second year.
Just saying.
Look, Urban Meyer year, you wipe that off the books.
We're giving him a break.
You wipe that off the books. So it's basically his second year. So and like I just don't see it yet. I think if you had to rank all 32 NFL teams as an S to F tier, I consider the Jags at best an A tier team right now.
So I'm just saying you could have multiple teams just from this. You could have multiple teams at 10-7. I think Miami's going to win their division.
Yeah.
I
think the guy. I really do.
Let me look at Kansas City's the rest of their. But Kansas City struggled so much this year so far too. They should win out.
If Dolphins beat the Cowboys this weekend, in my opinion, the Dolphins are going to prove that they are a squad and they're going to win their division because the Dolphins are going to be the biggest one to watch because they have a tough ass schedule.
Well, that will be their 11th win, and I don't think anybody else. Well, Buffalo would have to win out to get 11 wins.
And Buffalo and Miami play last week.
But Miami would have to lose out in order. So, yeah. So, I think Miami,
Ooh.
if I'm not mistaken, I think Miami clinches if they win this weekend.
They might, yeah. Ooh, man, what a playoff scenario.
And like I said, KC did lose to the Raiders the last time they played the Raiders.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, on the other side for NFC, man, it's also just as close to the wild card games because you have 5 teams that are 7-7.
Let's see here. Of course, San Francisco, Dallas, and Philly have all clinched for the playoffs.
San Fran clinching their division. So.
No matter what, they've all clinched. And of course, San Fran's already clinched for the division. I think Detroit's going to clinch eventually.
Who do they play this weekend?
I have no idea. And then of course,
Detroit plays the Vikings this weekend. Give me the Lions on that one, baby. Lions, Cowboys, Vikings. I mean, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. So they have 2 Vikings games. I think they're going to win both. Lions are clinching the division. First time in Lions history clinching the NFC North. That's wild.
Right.
Because they keep in mind for everyone listening, the NFC North was only actually founded in like 2002.
And it's really starting to look like Tampa Bay and New Orleans could vie for that last division spot, and then that's that crappy NFC South.
Hey, you know what? Give me the Bucks, baby.
I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks all day.
Hey, one of my little talking points that I had this week. Shout out to Baker Mayfield making history. The first quarterback in NFL history to have a perfect passer rating when he is the visiting opponent at Lambeau Field.
That's right. That's
So,
right. Hey, and Baker, listen, man, I know you had a shit pile up there in Cleveland. All right, man. Hey, shout out to you, man.
Hey,
shout out to you, man.
I need to add the clip from Jacob into our intro. Fuck Baker Mayfield. I need to. Look, I like what Baker's about, man. The question is, if the Bucks actually win that division, go to the playoffs, and let's say they lose round one of the playoffs, but they play well, do you keep running with Baker? Is he your guy? Is that the franchise guy?
Who else you going to have? You got Kyle Trask right behind. I think it's
I
Kyle
mean,
Trask
like,
right
why?
behind
In
him.
my mind, why would you try to draft someone in the first round? Like,
Well, I mean,
keep running
no,
with Baker.
but that's why they drafted Kyle Trask, though.
Yeah, to replace Brady.
To replace Brady. But here's the thing, though. Baker Mayfield won that job based off what he did with the Rams last year. Because you look at the Rams were dead.
So dead.
0, zip, nothing. He comes in and he's slinging it all over
And
the
here
place.
comes an ugly looking number 17, Baker Mayfield. He looked so bad in that number, but whatever.
He did. But either way, though, but he sort of kind of reinvented himself,
Yeah, he
saying, you
did.
know what? I came from a crappy organization because that's what it was. Let's just call it for what it is. They're a crappy
Carolina's
organization.
crap.
And so when you do that, because that's all he was known for, is playing in a crappy organization.
Yeah.
Then you go down and you show off with the Rams and you show the NFL world and everybody like me who doubted him, I can still play. So
Yeah.
yes, you go with Baker Mayfield. Yes, you go with Baker Mayfield.
I say roll with Bake, baby. Keep on baking. I mean, like, he's doing what they got to do. I mean, the team just needs help, man. I mean, you need to get a better run game. I mean, Rashard White's okay. You got the receivers. You know, the defense has been great. You know, you had offensive line injuries. So, you know, those guys come back from injury next year. You maybe get some more offensive line pieces, get some more defensive pieces.
And if you
get a good running back, this team's going to go.
A chunk of that Tampa Bay team was injured last year for Tom
Yeah.
Brady's last season. But I mean, either way though, you have experience on that team. You have veteran experience on that team. You know, I know there's a few things they got to do to build, but they could still be division favorites for next year.
Yeah, I mean, like, you look at the Bucs schedule. I mean, they're going to be hosting the Jags. That's going to be a tough matchup, both sides.
Because Jags win on the road.
Inconsistent. They're inconsistent. They win on the road.
But they win on the road.
Then they're hosting the Saints. That's going to be the big one. Then they're finishing the year at Carolina, which they'll win.
They should win that one. Shout out to Carolina for winning in front of like 5,000 people.
Yeah, I know. 45 cents a ticket. Now, granted, apparently the weather was shit.
They sold over 70,000 tickets for that game and only about 4,000.
The weather was shit. To be fair, the weather was shit.
Yeah, and if they were a good team, they
would be there.
They would be there.
Yeah, exactly. Steve said, "Remember when I said NFC South would all be 5-12?" I do. That
You were almost close. You were there, man.
Granted, more wins, but they're all still ass. No, they are ass, man. But I think Tampa Bay is my favorite right now. Forget divisional spots in the playoffs. Just take the top teams. That I've personally agreed with. Look, okay. So I agree with it, but I also, honestly, even though we've had over these past few years, starting with the Seahawks back whenever they went 7-9, we've seen more and more a losing record get into the playoffs because they're a division winner. Look. You know what? Here's my hot take for Hot Take Tuesday. Hot take: if you win the division, even with a winning record, you still get your ass in the playoffs, no matter what. But I still think it should be ranked based on record, so you may not host a playoff game.
Yes.
That is my take. But a hot take, 100% you should get in the playoffs.
Right, and they should be they should be in there, but like maybe the bottom seed, whatever the bottom seed is. What is it, 7?
I definitely think the playoffs need to be sorted based on record. And not based on division winner. But if you're a division winner, you deserve to be in the playoffs, even if you all went 5-12.
I agree with that. But if I'm not mistaken, before they moved to LA, didn't the St. Louis Rams get in with like 6-10 record?
They got in with a losing record.
Because Sam Bradford was their quarterback at the time. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're one of the ones that got in with a losing record. Seahawks got in at 7-9. They were the first. I think Seahawks may have gotten in again in a losing record. I think another NFC West team also got in with a losing record. Steve says no, you should have at least 500 record or winning record. Look, I disagree.
I disagree too.
If you win the division, that is the stipulation of where I disagree.
There's a reason that they're divided up in divisions There's a reason for that.
Yeah, I disagree. I think if you win, you can win the division at 5-12, and I think you deserve to get to the playoffs.
You'll just need to be the last seed.
Yeah, you have to be the last.
You shouldn't host.
Yeah, you should not host. That's horse shit that they host. That part I disagree. They should not host at all. The Bucks should not be the 4th seed, but they will be.
No, but that's the thing though. They used to do that in the NBA too, and I think they changed that rule.
Yeah.
But of course they weren't a 500 team. It was just they won their division. They were automatically the 4th seed, no matter what the record was, and it's just stupid.
Right. Okay, so let me actually look at some playoff stuff because ESPN thankfully actually has stuff lined up with how it's how they can win it. So that's cool. I didn't know this was a tab, or we would have already been shouting this out. So let's see. For Houston to get into the playoffs, win the tiebreak over Buffalo based on best win percentage in conference games. Let's see. Pittsburgh win the break over Denver based on the best win percentage in conference games as well. Indianapolis win the tiebreak over Buffalo based on best win percentage conference games. Division tiebreak was initially used to eliminate Houston. Indianapolis wins tiebreak over Houston based on head-to-head wins.
I tell you, this is going to be crazy, man.
This is all just based on possibilities, man. There are so many text dialogues in here of how they can make it to the playoffs. That's like bragging about being the valedictorian of a home school. Hey, man, you still win something. You deserve it.
Yep.
Hey, look, as long as there's divisions the way that there is, like that's just the way that I think it needs to be. Like, I think if you win the division, you deserve to be in. And honestly, on the flip side of things, and Ricky may disagree with me on this, honestly, this was my personal opinion on when the college football playoffs started. I personally think it needed to start with 6 teams. Power 5 gets in no matter what. Best group of 5 get in. There's your 6. That's the way it should have started. I think now it's going to 12, right?
Yes.
I think 12 or 8 is ideally what it should have been. But in my opinion, when the playoffs started, at bare minimum is what I'm saying. It should have been 6.
I would agree with you if and only if the bowl games made any kind of a difference.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's the I would agree. Like if these top players would stop opting out of the bowl game, 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
But now that these top tier players, of course, shout out to Tua, he said that he was not going to play in the bowl game with Maryland. That's something else, with Minnesota getting in at 5-7, but they didn't get Army in the bowl game. That doesn't make any sense. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes. These top tier players that keep opting out of these bowl games just says that bowl games don't mean near as much anymore like they used to. It's like the Heisman winner. It's like the Heisman Trophy. It's just dead to me right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why you expand to 12. Not only does it make sense on a revenue standpoint, but you have more meaningful games than just 2 semifinal games and a championship game.
Yep.
You go from 3 meaningful games to a bunch. So that's where I agree with this 12 team. And I'm so glad we're going to get to see a group of 5 team in there. Maybe we'll see a group of 5 team here and there. Maybe we'll see some upsets.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. I love the upsets.
Just like we do in the NCAA tournament. Let's see some upsets.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is. You think you belong.
Prove it.
Prove it.
Yeah. No, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to the 12 team, honestly, is like, hey, let's just see who can create some upsets. Let's see who can make some magic. But no, you're right about the bowl games, and it really makes me think, are the bowl games going to go away after a few more years because it's becoming more and more irrelevant? There's a lot of money tied up into them, but
I think the only way the bowl games go away, Alex, is if you do it like the FCS division does. I can't remember how many teams they have though in the playoff.
I think they have 16.
So they
have 16 in the playoffs,
if
and then they only have one bowl game at FCS level, and it's for the HBCU schools. That's the Celebration Bowl.
The Celebration Bowl, which shout out to Florida A&M.
Yep.
Which I thought they were going to massacre Howard.
I thought they were.
Howard played a very good game.
Yeah, shout out to Howard though.
Goodness
they played a
gracious.
game.
Yep.
I was shocked.
And so when you look at it from that perspective, I think if the NCAA can still make the revenue, if not more revenue, with the 12-team playoff, if they can say, okay, we can survive without these bowl games, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
The only good thing about bowl games now is you get this glorified non-conference matchups like Ohio State and Missouri coming together. Like now, it's just not going to be. It doesn't matter who wins now.
Yeah.
It's like, am I rooting for Missouri? Absolutely. I mean, they don't. Ohio State didn't have their quarterback anymore. He transferred
To Syracuse.
to Syracuse.
We're going to
What?
talk about
Oh,
that.
God.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
No, I mean, the thing that I think I love about bowl games, man, is that it gives teams like, my second favorite team, Hawaii, a chance to have some fun.
Yes.
And a chance to take home a trophy. And that's why I don't think bowl games should ever go away, is because there are so many, like, people are so excited for 12 teams, and there's the conversation, that bowl games don't matter because players opt out anyway, and that sucks. But, like, at the same time, like, do we really just want to see the same 20 teams competing for championships every year? Or do we like what about fans that maybe went to a lower tier school, maybe because they went they went there, that's their alma mater. They'll like, you'll never see Toledo win a national championship. You'll never see Miami of Ohio win it. You'll never see Buffalo. You'll never see Hawaii. You'll never see Fresno State. I mean, you just won't. Like they have their, like, the teams like those, they have their one really dominant year every once in a while. Like when Hawaii had Colt Brennan, they got the top 10 in the country and then got blown out by Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
Yep.
Fresno State will have their year every once in a while. Boise State had their little run they had. But for the most part, these schools are never going beyond what they normally are at a 7 or 8 win team. Or in some cases, like a Toledo, where you lose one game all year, but you're still completely irrelevant because you're a MAC school. Like those teams deserve a chance at a trophy.
So here's something else, Alex, and this is just something that popped in my head. Now that the players are going to get paid, the NCAA they've got to have these restrictions on the transfer portal.
Oh yeah, it's coming too.
They have to hammer down on the transfer portal. They're in a similar situation that the NBA was in. But I understand, of course, 2 different leagues. We got one professional, one that's supposed to be amateur. They're going to pay them anyway. But if you look at the NBA in general, a majority of the superstar caliber players do not play near as many games anymore like they used to, whether it's load management or whatever the case may be, free agency, you name it. The NCAA is going to have to come down hard on these athletes with the transfer portal and everything like that. Now the whole deal is, hey, you're getting paid to play. Get your butt out there on the field and play these bowl games.
Right.
That's the only way that bowl games are going to get fixed, is that these players play.
Yeah. No, I agree. And maybe include some extra incentive or something. I don't know. I mean, players can get paid after all. So maybe include
give them a cut. Give them a cut of the revenue.
You know what? Hey, let's do this. Let's do this because NCAA is not going to do it. So let's call out the boosters. Boosters, make sure these players get some extra cash, anything to play in the bowl game.
Well, word on the street is with the NCAA. Word on the street is the president's going to bring up something where athletes get paid a minimum of $30,000 a year for a trust fund.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
And so, well, in some ways it stinks, though, because there are universities who can't afford that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's a lot of universities who can't afford that.
Right.
So, yeah. But it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Man, everything with NIL, I mean, it needed to happen for sure. But man, it's
not like this.
It's made college football an interesting landscape. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I mean, it needs to happen. The players deserve to get money while in college. They do 100%. I mean, they do.
But here is my whole entire thing.
It's
though,
crazy
Alex.
right now.
My whole entire thing on this. There's a whole such thing. There's this thing that used to happen called paying your dues, and you like I said, I understand the injury aspect of it and everything like I get it, but at the same time, they knew what they were getting into from the very, very get-go. It's amateurism, like period. It's amateurism. Over 90% of them aren't even going to make it to the pros. They're going to be doing something else other than playing football, other than playing basketball, baseball, whatever their respective sport is. They're going to be doing something else otherly different than what their respective sport is.
Right.
So it's not like they're not getting different things throughout the campus and everything like that as it is. I mean, but at the same time, I get it because you're on national television. These universities are making millions off of you, but you know what you're getting yourself into. It's just like wrestlers. You ask any good wrestler, even if they're in the WWE today, you ask what they had to do to get there.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he had a documentary. Watch his documentary. This is his meals. When he first started, his meals consisted of potatoes and tuna, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
He would drive hundreds of miles, maybe get paid $20, $30. Maybe get paid $20, $30. And it takes years to build that. So I'm just saying there used to be that little deal of paying your dues, and one day it'll be paid off. You'll get that payout. But now some of these kids are getting paid more than NFL rookies. No. You're a college athlete.
Right.
These are professionals. You're not on the same caliber.
Yeah. While I completely agree the players need to get paid, this is a long time coming. Look, this is one of those things where someone, on the slight chance a former college athlete or something listens to this show, and they'll probably criticize me and you and say, "Oh, they didn't play college ball, they don't get it," and they're right, we don't. But I do think there needs to be some sort of cap.
Yes, and I'll agree with that.
A yearly cap of how much these players can make. I don't know what the cap should be. I really don't. I'm not even going to try to pitch a number. But I feel like there should be because for real, guys like Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. and stuff, they were, before his contract signing, they were making more than Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Because Joe Burrow didn't have his new contract yet.
And,
that's what's wild.
And I would so challenge that college athlete that listens to this. I would so challenge them to the biggest core, because what about that one person that you have in college who has zero athletic ability, their parents can't afford to pay for their college, and they're having to take out student loans just so they can get a good education in something. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I understand they're not making money for the university, but they're paying the university.
Right.
They're paying the university so you can play sports. Every single student at every single university, there is an athletic fee that they have to pay. Every single one of them has to pay a fee. I paid mine. I was more than happy to pay mine.
No, the landscape of college football is so damn fascinating because, the transfer portal has just gone out of control. Recruiting has gone.
They've got to police it. They've
got
to hammer down on this.
Some big news that we've had. We already shout out Colin McCord. He was set to transfer from Ohio State and went to Syracuse.
Of all freaking places.
Hey,
why would you go to Syracuse?
I asked Tyler that too. Me and him were talking about it, and all Tyler really could throw out there was low expectations, new coach.
Should have went to Temple.
Fuck Temple. But no, with Syracuse, I also noticed they're getting two big name receivers too from big name, but two Georgia receivers, 3-star athletes from Georgia transferred to Syracuse too. So maybe they're building something really up there, with the orange, man. But Colin McCord to Syracuse was a wild one. I did notice 10 different Georgia players have entered transfer portal. That's insane. Will Howard is expected to land with USC.
Classes up there.
Last year, 5-star quarterback Malachi Nelson with USC is now entering the transfer portal. Who knows where he's going to go? Dante
USC
Moore
sucks.
Dante Moore, true freshman starter for UCLA under Chip Kelly. He entered the transfer portal randomly. He's going to Oregon, which Dylan Gabriel also went to Oregon. So that's going to be wild.
Doesn't make any sense.
Then also in just recruiting, 5-star quarterback Dylan Raiola, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's like the number 2 prospect in the nation.
Yep.
He flips from Georgia to Nebraska. Now, apparently on that one, from what I understand from Tyler, apparently his uncle is on the coaching staff at Nebraska.
Okay.
I was like, all right, that makes sense then. That was bound to happen.
And why would you go to Oregon? Good
Yeah,
Lord.
but Dante Moore and Dylan Gabriel both going to Oregon. That's wild. Where's Malachi Nelson going to land? I think Malachi Nelson, I'm going to be honest with you, based on his recruiting, I think he's going to wind up being a Texas A&M Aggie. That was the only other school that he visited.
Could be.
So I'm currently thinking, depending on who the head coach will be, I think he's going to be. Did they already name a head coach?
Yeah, Mike Coco.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I think he can end up going to Texas A&M. So that's one to watch. Will Howard, though, being a Lincoln Riley guy, didn't see that one coming. Did not see that one coming at all. That one is a plot twist. Now, transfer portal's going wild right now. Let me see if there's any more news that I'm missing. Let me look. Oh my Lord.
I'm actually looking right now.
Still no word on Braden Schrager. He transferred out of Hawaii, unfortunately.
Let's see. The younger Tua, he's opted out of the Music City Bowl.
Let's see. I don't see any massive news. Chandler Morris is transferring from TCU. Something to watch there.
Yeah, even though, and speculation, even though KJ Jefferson, even though we kind of speculated KJ Jefferson was for sure going to be the transfer, he announced it.
Yeah.
There is a possibility. I think he could land with TCU. Go back with Browse.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Finish his career there.
One that I was immediately bummed out about, but then immediately it's just like, all right, yeah, I'll be fine. Is one of Oregon State's QBs. I think it was Aiden Chills. He transferred with Jonathan Smith to Michigan State. But then on the other side of things, Jabari Johnson, a 4-star prospect who was with Missouri, he transferred to Oregon State. So, hey, I'll take it. I mean, we're going from one 4-star to another 4-star. I'll take that. I'm cool with that. No, I mean, dude, the transfers are insane. Malik Murphy, he was a backup quarterback at Texas. He's transferring, which I would expect that one. I mean, once Quinn's coming back this year, once Quinn Ewers is done, then it's going to be Arch Manning's show. I don't think Arch Manning's going to transfer. So
no, I think there was speculation he was going to for sure.
Still waiting on where Cam Ward's going to go. That's going to be a big one. Man, just the transfer portal. Just, oh, buddy, it has been insane.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. You got to do something about this. Come on. NCAA, step up.
I definitely don't think they ever need to go back to the year of waiting. I don't think that needs to happen. I like instant eligibility.
I like instant eligibility, but they have to.
Can't they only do it once, though, and have instant eligibility? Okay.
Yeah, well, not right now.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, if they're going to have instant eligibility, then it needs to happen just once. But, like, that's it.
Yeah.
I would be fine with that, but that's not the case here.
Will Rogers going to Washington. Shout out to that one.
Who's going to Washington?
Will Rogers.
Oh, yeah, I already knew about that.
Shout out to TVD going to Wisconsin and Luke Fickell. I hope the best for TVD on that one.
Yeah, that's a terrible situation there.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to your Vandy QB. He's going to LSU. AJ Swan.
That's right. Best quarterback in the nation. Vanderbilt.
Speaking of best quarterback in the nation, though, Jaden Daniels winning the Heisman. Feels empty.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Feels empty.
He had the stats.
He had the stats.
I will give them that much.
We argued that 2 weeks ago. He's got the stats, but I just don't view him as. It's because LSU was never in it. They were never in it.
It's not the first time a three-loss team's won
had
a
Heisman winner.
Yeah, Tim Tebow did it.
Yeah, I know.
They were just blown away by quarterback stats, and a quarterback could do that, even though Darren McFadden improved dramatically in between those 2 years. Those jerks.
Listen, I still think Tim Tebow should have won that one.
Oh, goodness
Hey,
gracious.
Florida was in it. Florida won the championship, didn't they?
No, they didn't. They had 3 losses when he won that.
I thought that was the year they won the championship.
Nope.
What year did they win the championship with
next year.
The next year? I
Yep.
thought it was that year.
Nope.
I think he should have won it. I'm sorry.
No.
D-Mac was robbed the year before, though.
He was robbed both years, sir. He had over 1,800 rushing yards. But yet they're going to give it to Mark Ingram with only 1,450. Are you kidding me?
All right, years later.
Yes. Yeah. Inconsistent bastards.
No, Jaden Daniels winning it. I mean, it felt empty to me, man. But then again, it's felt empty to me for many years. Like the last time we had a Heisman winner where it did not feel empty was Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
Right,
I could.
Let me look up Heisman winners to confirm this.
Sounds good. I mean, I'm going to look that up with you.
All right, Heisman winners. Let me confirm this. Let me make sure I'm not insane on this. So, yeah, 2023, Jaden Daniels. 2022, Caleb. 2021, Bryce. 2020, Devontae. Devontae, okay, I'll give it to Devontae. Devontae had an unbelievable year at wide receiver. So, yeah, 2020 is the last time it didn't feel completely empty, in my opinion.
Yep, let's see here. Yeah, I would agree with that. Devontae Smith was really, really good. I mean, because Bryce Young won it, and the very next year, no, he was terrible after that.
And Caleb
was too. I think Caleb was even worse. Caleb was even worse.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, Joe Burrow that rightfully won it. I still toss up Kyler Murray winning that, and still in 2018. Let's see here. Baker, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Okay, so Derrick Henry had 1,800 rushing yards that season. Mark Ingram had 1,304. Are you kidding me?
Never going to let it go.
I'm never going to let it go.
Yeah.
Ever. Bunch of jerks. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, no, I mean, shout out to all the award winners, of course, but I don't know, man. I still feel like the Heisman just feels like a really empty award.
Yeah, it
personally.
it doesn't make any sense anymore. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I guess circle back to this. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Said that he was set to be medically cleared, but from the sound of it, he's probably going to go ahead and wait it out because the way he put it is that he's probably at most 4 weeks away from being 100%. And the Jets being officially eliminated from playoff contention. What's the point of him coming back now? Which I see the point of him trying to play because it really proves to the team of how serious he is. But at the same time, like don't risk it, especially with how bad that O-line has been. But man, bottom line, like even if he's not going to make it back this year, all the props in the world for the comeback that he's tried to make. If only the offense wasn't a complete shit show. Oh, come on. You got to give him props.
Nope.
You got to give him props.
Nope. I call BS the entire year. Call it BS the entire year.
How do you call it BS?
There's no way he completely tore his Achilles.
Oh, come on. That pop was
nope.
That pop. Listen.
Dude.
I am a Bears fan. I have a right to hate that man with all my guts, but I am a torn Achilles person. I feel that.
I understand that.
That man is a legend.
I'm just saying.
I have given him all the props.
I've seen many athletes tear their Achilles like that, and a lot of them especially athletes his age, it ended their careers.
Hey, different age of medicine, man.
I understand that, and
It's
shout out to that.
Ayahuasca.
I do.
And it's the ayahuasca in the darkness tree. He's just built different, man.
I'm still not giving him props. Not happening.
You got to give him props, man.
I'd give him props if he played. If he were to play, I'd give him props. He's not playing though, so no props given.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
The comeback is unreal.
Nope. I'm not buying it.
Nancy.
I'm not buying
Negative
it.
Nancy.
I'm not buying it for nothing. I'm still not doing it.
It's like he said on the Pat McAfee show when they asked him about that for the people that believe that it was fake. He's just like, well, I've got a little word for you. It starts with F and it ends with K, and there's a couple other letters in between, and the next word after that is you.
Listen. I'm not saying it was fake. I did question it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Come on.
Listen.
The pop was there.
The pop was there. I'm not saying the injury was completely fake. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not buying this crap he was coming back this season. I said it from the time it happened. He wasn't coming back this year.
Mm-hmm.
I said it. And he's not coming back. If he played, now listen, I'm serious. If he were to come back and play, and I understand why he's not.
Yeah.
But let's say he did. Let's say he played one game and he looked half of what he usually looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give him props. I ain't giving him nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Because I'm not buying that he was coming back.
Negative Nancy.
I'm not buying he was going to try to come back this year. I'm just not.
I'm buying it. I'm all in.
No.
I'll buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
Even with modern medicine, Kevin Durant sat out over a season.
Well, Kevin Durant's he's a bitch. We're gonna be honest. we're gonna be real honest on things here.
I'm just saying he's the closest to modern medicine that I can think of that's torn his Achilles.
Anyway,
I'll give you that much.
Anyway, all right.
I'll give you that much. Oh, that was funny.
All right. Do you have any other hot takes you want to shout out for Hot Takes Tuesday?
I'm still not buying Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so that's his hot take.
Nope. Prove me wrong, AA Ron. Prove me wrong.
No, I've got no other hot takes. Whatever.
Right,
I don't even remember what my hot takes were. They were throughout the show. But either way. Any shout outs that you've got? Anything at all? Anything minor that we don't need to talk about? Just like, general shout out.
I think we've done general. I think the general shout.
We've been shouting them out all show.
Harding winning. Goodness gracious, who else could I get? I don't know anybody else right now.
Go Mules. Shout out to my girlfriend's brother committing to Central Missouri.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. I'm proud of him. Good for him, man. He deserves it. But yeah, I can't think of any other shout outs. I guess the only other one is, still talking about Hawaii, just real brief. As of now, we'll find out tomorrow. It should be set. We've got a 3-star quarterback, Micah from Bishop Gorman. Shout out to them for being the Max Peeps national champion high school team. Shout out to them. He's still expected to commit with Hawaii. So shout out to that. His high school teammate though, Devon Rice, he did flip from Hawaii to Kansas State. So that was that was unfortunate. But Micah's still set to commit to Hawaii. I'm a little nervous. He did put up one post of him visiting UNLV, which Bishop Gorman's in Vegas. I mean, it makes sense to visit the nearby school. But he's also posted see you on the 20th, go Bows.
Yeah.
And that was a couple weeks ago.
You look at UNLV though. Last year they were kind of in the same situation. Hawaii's in, losing, then they get a new coach, and all of a sudden they're success.
Yeah, and then
Great success this year.
Timmy Chang, head coach Hawaii, he just visited Micah here recently. So I mean, I think we're still good. Oh, but definitely a big shout out to the head coach of San Jose State. I know San Jose State and Hawaii are like one of their rivals. It's a rivalry game and all, but head coach of San Jose State, he is playing in the Hawaii Bowl, the Postmates Hawaii Bowl, I think is what it is, or Easy Post or whatever. And he is actually first cousin of Colt Brennan. And in his opening press stuff he was doing, he was wearing a Colt jersey. So hey, maybe rivals, but hey man, still showing the respect to the late great Colt Brennan. Rest in peace.
Got to.
Loved seeing him in that jersey. Rest in peace, man. All right, I think we can get to predictions. What do you think?
Let's do it.
So first, before we get into predictions, college is officially done in our Run Your Pool because they don't have bowl games and stuff. So shout out to Tyler.
Are we gonna do bowl games?
Yeah, I got bowl games. Bowl games.
Let me get that popped up real quick.
Shout out to Tyler for winning the college football picks for the year.
Hey, finally didn't choke.
Yep. So he will be getting a prize, just like I still got 4 more prizes to give out from last year.
Shout out to that.
Oh, look, I have not forgotten. So Tyler's owed 2 prizes. You're owed a prize. Brady's owed a prize. Jacob's owed a prize. I'm aware of all the prizes. All right. I promise they're coming. I have a lot of financial things on my plate right now. I'm sorry. Give me a little bit more time. They are coming. I have not forgotten. But shout out to Tyler for winning that. So let's do bowl games first. Let me turn this down, hit some music to go with it. So I'm only going to be doing bowl games that are within the range of this week to next week. Again, I don't know if we'll do an episode next week. It'll be on the 26th. So the day after Christmas. I'm on vacation. I'm available, but we might just take off for the holidays. I don't know. We'll see what we'll see how your schedule goes.
Okay.
If you're completely free and you're good, we may go ahead and do it. If anything, if even the slightest inconvenience happens, we'll take off.
Sounds good, but I think, let's see, guys, I don't have, if I do any tournament games next week, it'll be like at the end of the week, so I'm pretty sure it'll be up.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, just let me know. All right, so going on tonight, going on Thursday, sorry. Going on tonight is Marshall and UTSA. I already picked Marshall on that one.
I'm still going with UTSA.
But going down Thursday, we got the Boca Raton Bowl with the Syracuse Orange and the USF Bulls. Basically kind of a home puppy. They're from Tampa. This one's based in Miami. Give me the home puppy of the Bulls.
Yes, I'm actually switching. I actually switched my pick to the Bulls as well.
Hey, there we go. Next up, we have the Gasparilla Bowl. We got the UCF Knights and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Give me the Knights, baby. Let's go.
I'm taking Georgia Tech.
Next, we have the Camilla Bowl. We have the NIU Huskies and the Arkansas State Red Wolves. Give me the Red Wolves, baby. Hell yeah.
I'm also going to take the Red Wolves. NIU has struggled tremendously.
Yep. Next up, the Birmingham Bowl, the 76 Birmingham Bowl. We have the Duke Blue Devils and the Troy Trojans. Give me the Trojans, baby.
Give me the Trojans.
Well, next up, we have the Armed Forces Bowl. We have Air Force and James Madison. Give me the Dukes.
Yep, Dukes win this one.
Next up, we have the Idaho Potato Bowl with Utah State. Don't be like that. Someone's going to take home a trophy. And Georgia State Panthers.
It's a potato.
Shout out to potatoes, man. They're delicious.
They are delicious.
Give me Utah State and Blake Anderson.
I think I'm going to McAllister's to get me a potato after this. Who'd you take?
Blake Anderson and the Utah State.
Yeah, I also took Utah State.
Next up, the 68 Adventures Bowl. We have Eastern Michigan Eagles and South Alabama Jags. Just to say, fuck you, Jacob. Give me the Eagles because I said that the Eagles would be okay.
Yeah, and I'm also going to pick the Eagles because every time I've picked South Alabama, they've lost. I hate you, South Alabama. I picked you to win the conference and you let me down.
All right, next up we have Northwestern and Utah for the Las Vegas Bowl. On ESPN Bowl Mania, Northwestern has 9% of the picks. 91 picking Utah. Are we going to pick Northwestern with their unbelievable year? Or are you just going to roll in with the Utes?
I like the Utes, but at the same time, I've counted Northwestern out all year.
Yeah, me too. Ever since the whole
Give me the Wildcats, baby!
You know what? Just because recently
Give me the Wildcats.
in my college football revamped, Dynasty, I was the Wildcats head coach. Give me the Wildcats, baby.
Let's go.
We won 3 natties, dude. Let's go. I wasn't part
Their
of
basketball
the third
team's
one.
not bad either.
Next up, the Hawaii Bowl. We got Coastal Carolina and San Jose State. You know what? Give me San Jose State. We have Chavon Cadario, former Hawaii quarterback, coming back to Hawaii. We have the first cousin of Colt Brennan. The writing is on the wall, people. Give me the Spartans.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Spartans as well. I just think Coastal Carolina, they don't win big games.
All right, we'll pick, I'd say, 3 more because these 3 take place on Tuesday. After that, we have a Wednesday game. We'll follow up on that one next week.
Sounds good.
We have the Quick Lane Bowl with the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Bowling Green Falcons. Give me Minnesota with their losing record.
I'm taking Bowling Green. Minnesota should not be in a bowl game.
I do agree to that. I'll never forget Bowling Green from whenever Tyler was still on the show. It was one of my favorite clips ever where it was, I think, Utah and Florida were playing, and he called it the Urban Meyer Bowl or whatever. Because, yeah, fair, right?
Fair.
And I shouted out Bowling Green. I was like, well, what about Bowling Green? And Tyler just pauses. Like, you hear the pause in the clip, and Tyler's like, do you see Bowling Green winning anything? You know, just for that, I'm flipping to the Falcons. Give me Bowling Green. All right, next up, we got the First Responder Bowl with the Rice Owls, which I don't know if JT Daniels is playing because there was the whole thing came out. He has to retire from football due to medical injury. So I don't know if he's playing in this with the percentage of picked I see here versus Texas State. I have a feeling no. But if JT Daniels is going to play, give me Rice. He's going to go out with a dub to finish his football career. But if not, give me Texas State.
I still think Texas State has a little bit more talent overall than what Rice does. And Texas State, I mean, they started off really, really hot.
Yeah.
They really did. And, shout out to Rice. I think Rice only had like 2 wins last year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rice. Now they're 6-6. Hey.
Improvement.
More wins than Arkansas. Shout out.
Yep. Next up, we have the Guaranteed Rate Bowl with the UNLV Rebels and the Kansas Jayhawks. You know what? Give me the Jayhawks on this one.
I want to pick UNLV to win this game. I just think the Jayhawks have way too much talent.
All right, so that's all we'll pick for bowls this week. We'll follow up on more next week. Let's hop over to NFL and knock those puppies out. Let's do it.
That sounds good to me.
Make your picks. Thursday night football, another shitter. We got New Orleans and the Rams. They got to get these games together, man. Al Michaels deserves to call a good game. They got to get this together. Give me the Rams.
Yes. No, I'm not comparing this to my Friday Night Football, but there's a lot of these where some of my Friday Night Football games were not very good games this year. We got to get this straight. Give me the Rams.
All right, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh for the Saturday game. Give me Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh has fallen, though, man.
Well, hang on. Now, listen.
Golly.
Listen. Kenny Pickett's hurt. All right, I know Kenny Pickett showed a lot of inconsistency, but let me point this out to you. The first game after they fired Matt Canada, where everyone was calling for Canada's head, Kenny Pickett threw for a career high in yards, which I think was over either 300 or 400.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett's just hurt. If he plays, I think this team's going to be good.
But that's if he plays.
Yeah. If it's Trubisky, ooh, buddy. I don't know.
Cincinnati has yet to win a division game. Give me Pittsburgh.
Yeah, give me Pitt. All right, Buffalo and the Chargers. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah. Even though, upset alert.
It is.
When a coach gets fired,
Upset alert. Upset alert. You're right. Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. Let's see how it goes. Give me the Chargers. All right, Seattle and Tennessee. Give me Seattle.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Give me Seattle.
Indy and Atlanta. Give me Indy. Minshew Mania.
But remember what happened when Carolina won their first game against the Texans. What happened? Texas ended up winning the next week.
I know.
Give me Andy.
Cleveland and Houston. Is CJ Stroud coming? Is he cleared?
I think he's cleared. I think he's cleared.
All right, give me Houston, but I have the right to change my pick to Cleveland if CJ Stroud does not play.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Green Bay and Carolina. Green Bay. Green Bay.
Yeah, but say even though Carolina could Carolina make it back-to-back wins? No, because the best football player in America is playing, and that is Tucker Crafty. He's going to catch 3 touchdowns.
All right, Washington and the Jets. This is about all the crapshoots.
Give me. This should be the Thursday night game.
Oh, relax. Let Al Michael call a decent game.
This would be a decent game.
Oh, come on. Give me Washington.
I'll also take Washington.
Well, hold on. Washington.
Sam Howell?
I know, but dude, that Jets defense is so damn good.
They haven't been that great here lately.
Just last week, man. But
Okay, I'll take the Jets. You talked me into it. I'll take the
give me
Jets.
the Jets, dude. I think they'll figure it out. They'll bounce back. Detroit and Minnesota. Give me Detroit.
Yeah, Minnesota. I mean, I thought they had it figured out, and then they just don't look like they figured it out. Yeah,
Jacksonville and Tampa. This is a tough one, man.
this one's a very tough one. Because Trevor Lawrence has got to play for Jacksonville to have a
Yeah.
chance.
Give me
Jacksonville wins on the road, though.
Give me the Jags. Give me the Jags.
That's the only thing they win on the road.
Arizona and Chicago. Man,
Thursday Night Football.
give me the Bears. Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears.
I'm taking Arizona. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm taking Arizona.
In this
They're
case-
a hot team right now.
In this case, give me Miami, you dick. Dallas and Miami.
I'm taking Miami. What are you talking
okay. All right, a wonderful Thursday night game. No, it's not.
This
no.
ain't no Thursday. This is Sunday night.
Wait.
This is
No,
no.
hang
There's
on.
no way this is Sunday night game.
No. If Baltimore and San Fran Sunday night. Why is it listed as a Monday night game?
Let's see
On
here.
Run Your
Hang
Poll.
on. I'm actually
No,
looking.
I'm
right
telling
now.
you, that's the Sunday night game. It's Baltimore and San Fran. Why is it listed differently? Run Your Poll made a mistake.
No, they did not make a mistake.
Wait, what?
That's
I see
a
it now.
That's a Christmas Day game.
That's right, Christmas.
This is Sunday Night Football, but it's on the NFL Network.
All right.
Shout out to NFL Network.
So Sunday
where
night.
no one's gonna watch this game.
Sunday night football. New England and Denver. Give me Denver.
Yeah, I'll
Jesus Christ. Well, at least there's at least one really good Christmas game.
Well, man, that's the thing though. Have they done Christmas games in the past? Because I know the NBA
I
does.
think so.
The Christmas games is basically my version of the NBA starting their season.
I agree. I want to say they have, but I think if it just lines up.
It just right.
All right, so Vegas and KC. Give me KC. Are you gonna do it? You gonna do it?
Vegas did beat them once.
You gonna do it?
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't think anybody beats Kansas City twice in a year.
Okay. All right, Giants and Philly. Give me Philly.
Give me the Giants.
Wow. Okay.
Nah, I'm kidding. Give me Philly.
Oh, okay. This is the toughest one, man. Baltimore and San Fran. Who do you got? This is tough.
A road team has to win a Monday night. Has to happen.
It'd be Vegas if it'd be any of them. Give me San Fran. I'm locking in San Fran.
I'll lock in San Fran, but I'm telling you, someone's got to win on the road.
Yeah.
That's a lot of road wins that I've picked this week, though. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I did
5,
a lot of
6.
home games.
I have 7 road wins this week.
I think I had a lot of home games personally. So unreal.
Shout out to the NFL Network.
Cannot believe that's a thing, man.
Oh, I remember when the NFL Network used to host the big games. That way people would have to get the NFL Network. Now people can run away from it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shout out to that.
I remember those days. And now we just have, NFL Sunday Tick on YouTube TV, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. I have so I've got Sunday Ticket for your YouTube TV. The only complaint that I have, and it's such a, I don't feel like it'd be a major minor one, but I know for a fact that you can do it because you have the feature for YouTube if you have YouTube Premium. Let me lock my fucking phone and whatever I'm listening to still play.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint with YouTube TV because I have YouTube Premium, so I'm so used to turning on the Pat McAfee show or a video or something that I don't need to watch, and just lock my phone, put my buds in, and go about my business. When I'm out, doing gig work on Sundays, I listen to NFL games, but I would like to be able to turn my damn phone off and just listen to the game. That's my only complaint right now with Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Hopefully they figure it out.
Right here, Texas quarterback Stroud likely out Sunday.
Give me the other team then.
Yep. So
Was it Cincy?
I know. I think it was Cleveland.
Cleveland? Oh, then yeah, definitely give it to
Let me go back to the
let
pick'ems.
me pull that back up because I'm going to probably change that. I'm going to flip that one.
Yeah, that one I am definitely going to flip.
Let's see. Edit
Yep.
picks.
It was Cleveland.
Oh yeah, give me the Browns then. Give me the Brownies.
It was Cleveland. So yeah,
Swapping it. Browns. Give it to me. Lock it in.
that would be big if they lose and Jacksonville wins. That's for sure.
No doubt. All right. Well, I think that's everything for the show. Ricky, you got anything else?
No, hey, everybody that's listening, thank y'all for listening, and I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's big facts. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you get something incredible for Christmas, or hopefully you gifted something incredible for Christmas. And hopefully we have a great weekend of some college football bowl games, great weekend of NFL. Hopefully, we'll see. Got some crappers on there, but I think it'll be fine. Fantasy playoffs are in. I'm out. Shout out to Ricky. You're in.
Weren't we in the top 4 at one point?
We were.
Me, you, Shane, and Jacob all in the top 4 at one point. What happened?
I got edged out at 5th, man. My team fell apart with injuries.
Yeah,
and look, up front, I got so screwed on that trade. Like, that trade on paper was fine.
Yep.
But literally the first game with Mark Andrews gets hurt out for the year. And then Jonathan Taylor has been out ever since. Stevenson for the Patriots has been out ever since. I got straight screwed. I got straight fleeced on that trade.
I think I played
because of
Jacob
injuries.
in the playoffs.
So our playoffs is Ricky, Jacob, Shane, and then our guy Steve. That is our fantasy playoffs.
Let's
so
see, a
big shout
terrible
to that.
fantasy league. Yes, I played Jacob this weekend, and then Steve and Shane played this. I didn't think Shane was going to lose a game.
Yeah.
Hey,
he won the title last year. I got the trophy up there.
But
We'll see
he
if
was
it's going to be back to
I think
back.
he was in 3rd place last year when he won that. I
Yeah.
think he was in 3rd place. I'm in 3rd place this year.
Yeah. Hey, big signs, big signs.
Big signs. Let's go.
But anyway, thank you so much for listening. We'll see. We'll see if we'll be back next week. Honestly, just keep a lookout either at the Twitter at Terrible FB Show, my Twitter at AlexLight23, or keep a lookout for the YouTube channel if I post up a thumbnail sometime Monday night. Maybe put it on the community tab. We'll be live
God,
or
I need a
not.
quarterback.
I don't know. We'll see. But until next time, guys. Merry Christmas. Have a
Merry
wonderful
Christmas,
day.
everybody.
Have a good one. Bye.